The 8.05 billion question. Tinubu's religious spending scandal. 8.05 billion naira. This is the exact amount President Tinubu's government just allocated to build and renovate churches and mosques across Nigeria. But here is the problem. Millions of Nigerians don't have clean water. They don't have functioning hospitals. They don't have roads. And they definitely don't have answers. This is the story Washington Post and CNN won't tell you about Nigeria's fiscal catastrophe disguised as fate. When the 2026 budget was signed into law in April, it was a 51 trillion naira spending plan buried in bureaucratic language. But last week, civic tech organization Tracker dropped an analysis that exposed something alarming. Hidden across multiple ministries and agencies are line items totaling 8.05 billion naira for religious infrastructure. 6.14 billion goes to 52 mosque projects. 1.91 billion goes to 7 church projects. And the breakdown is ruthless. 1 billion alone goes to physical, musical, and cultural equipment for churches in the local government area of Abia State. 1 billion to solar power for mosque in Zamfara North. 850 million more after that, while your village has no hospital, while state schools have no electricity. This is the real story. This isn't just about the numbers. Welcome to Politics Frontline, where the truth leads. It's about what the numbers reveal about power, patronage, and how Nigeria's political elite use faith as a shield for physical recklessness. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, the African Democratic Congress presidential candidate, didn't hesitate. He issued a statement within days calling out what he calls deliberate opacity. His exact words, God is not a laundering machine for public funds. He demanded the government name every single beneficiary, institution, and publish their allocations, because here is what nobody is saying out loud. Most of these budget lines don't actually identify which churches or mosques get the money. That means independent verification is impossible. And in Nigeria, that's always how the money disappears. But it goes worse. Deputy Speaker Benjamin Carlos' constituency, Bende, in Abia State, received 1 billion naira for churches. The same LGA has crumbling schools and hospitals. A financial analyst went on X and pointed out that 1 billion would electrify every school and hospital in that entire area, but instead is going to church musical equipment. That's not fiscal policy. That's patronage disguised as petty. And here is where the political knife cuts deepest. Even Nigerian own Christian leaders rejected this. The Northern Christian Elders Forum called it ill-timed and unnecessary. The Northern Christian Association questioned why mosques got more than 3 times the allocation that churches did. These aren't opposition politicians. These are religious leaders saying their own government is using religion to hide something. The real story underneath is systematic. Nigeria is borrowing to finance 46% of the 2026 budget, but because tax revenues can't cover spending. The debt burdens unprecedented. Schools are collapsing. Healthcare is non-existent in rural areas. Security is a perpetual crisis. And somehow, in the middle of all that, 8 billion naira found its way to religious construction, while villages still don't have boreholes. The Politics Frontline verdict. Let me be direct about these reviews. This isn't a story about whether government should or shouldn't support religious institutions. That's a legitimate policy debate. This is a story about democratic accountability and how opacity enables corruption. When budget allocation for public funds can be independently verified, when the government refuses to name beneficiaries and publish locations, you are not looking at fiscal policy. You are looking at a system designed to hide where money actually goes. That's the scandal. That's what Atiku Abubakar is hammering on. And he's right too. Because if the government can hide 8 billion in religious spending, what else are they hiding in other 68 trillion? Now, for 2027 election, this matters enormously. Atiku is positioning this as a competence and accountability issues. He's saying this is what happens when you have government that doesn't value transparency or physical discipline. P2B, if he re-enters the race, has the same ammunition. The APC will argue the allocation is minor relative to total spending. It's 0.011% of the budget. But that misses the point entirely. It's not about the administration has no credible answer. They haven't defended the allocations. They haven't named the beneficiaries. They have gone silent, and in Nigerian politics, silence on money is an admission. So this is Politics Frontline verdict. Follow and share this. Subscribe to our channel. Follow our TikTok account. Follow our X account at Politics Frontline. See you in the next video.